Well, they didn't do that, because when they were able to alter their timeline, and they've done some amazing things in these D8 meetings and so on, where you have attended and watched from the outside, and here this man's telling me what they did on the inside.
No, I know, but I mean, it was going to be a gradual inflation, and now they're admitting to me, it's, even though it looks like it's not an acceleration, it is an acceleration, because it appears they're moving in with their entire program in the next 2 years instead of just one plank of it more quickly. But Lindsey, 1 minute break. We're coming back with the final hour straight ahead. Stay there. We'll get into the next points. Stay with us.
The New World Order beast is genetically modifying your food, mixing vegetables with animals, and now experimenting with viruses. Without a long-term food solution, you will have just two options: starve, surrender. All canned food supplies will eventually run out. What then? Grow your own healthy food and feed your family forever. SurvivalistSeeds.com is now the nation's largest bulk heirloom seed company, and it's owned by a real patriot, Big John Lipscomb. You can now have an infinite amount of healthy vegetables like a watermelon, a bundle of carrots, or tomatoes for a little more than a penny each. SurvivalistSeeds.com. And now you can go into business with Big John at SurvivalistSeeds.com by becoming an affiliate. See his link at SurvivalistSeeds.com.
Lindsey Williams, for part 2 of this interview, is going to be back with us on Wednesday. Then he's going to be back with us again on Friday, because I believe him. His information turned out to be very accurate. He said for at least a year, oil would go to 50. It did that. Now it's going back up, but not much. And this individual said that they've changed their timeline. Okay, Lindsey, before we go any further, I want to run through more of, let's just run through the skeleton of your notes. And then if we have time, we'll go back through more of the notes. And then on Wednesday, we'll dissect more in depth in areas we didn't get to today. But we're already here in the last hour today. Tell us about the DVD, because I know you flesh out the points in the DVD, but people don't want to go crazy waiting for it. They should order it right now. But also then give us the skeleton of it, point by point, and then go back over it. But tell folks how they get this 3-part DVD.
Okay, new toll-free number. Please do not call my old toll-free number. Here, you have a pencil and paper. Write down my new toll-free number. We've got 7 operators standing by. Immediate shipping. We're not going to make you wait a week to a week and a half. I told them, I said, we've got to do this immediately. Here's the number. Toll-free number, 888-799-6111. Again, 888-799-6111. We give immediate shipping now. We don't make you wait a week and a half like we did before. 6 new DVDs. 6. 3 of them are the ones I did in studio this past week, where I tell everything this man told me. Now, please, I beg of you to get them. We've done something new also. We're putting it all in one beautiful folder with a multicolor cover. You've never seen anything so attractive. You've got it all in one now. And truly professionally done. I told these people, I said, we've got to get this message out. Okay, here we go. Let's go to the content of all of this. 2 years. Folks, put it down in your calendar. I beg of you. He said, he kept using the expression 2 years.
Well, hold on, Lindsey. You got to give the toll-free number out.
Say again?
Give the number out again.
Okay, the number is 888-799-6111. No one has ever gotten this material before. This Alex Jones show is the first one I've ever been on. The first. 888-799-6111. 7 operators standing by. Please, my new 3 DVDs we did in studio in Kansas City this past week. Now, here's the content. Within 2 years, and he gives everything. Alex, I'm going to give you one expression, and we'll elaborate on this, too, later in this week. He kept using the expression, the devil's Messiah. Now, I know this oh, my goodness, Alex, they have manipulated the churches as well as the pastors of America.
Hold on, Lindsey. You just dropped a bomb on me. everything else you said we can see unfolding, and I believe he told you this. This guy then talked about the devil's Messiah with you?
This man I was stunned.
What? No wonder you're shaking. Listen, folks, I'm talking to Lindsey during the break. His voice is shaking. You've never acted like this. What else did you learn? What the hell's going on here? Excuse me.
Well, yeah, and that's exactly right, too. Just what you word. The word you use is exactly what's going to be going on. 2 years, you will not recognize America. They're working through the pastors. They're working through the churches. When I get into this, I'm going to have to shame some pastors now. I have been a minister for 50 years. I'm 73 years of age. And, Alex, this man went into the subject, the devil's Messiah, the pastors of America and the churches, and how they're working through Homeland Security in relation to the deception of the pastors and the churches for pulling the people in. And he went on to talk about within 2 years they'll be able to fulfill everything they want to do, and that the elite have altered their timeline to the point they feel that they have completely got it made.
Stay there, Lindsey, long segment. I want you to just get those notes, read us the bullet points, and then we'll go back to the beginning, back to the Antichrist part. Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back.
Direct to you. You're listening to the Alex Jones Broadcasting Network.
We have David Ray Griffin on tomorrow, debunking the 9/11 debunkers, going over all the huge new developments on 9/11. But from 11:30 to 1, in the first 2 hours tomorrow, we're going to have part 2 of this. It's clear this information is too powerful. I believe that this high-level globalist, and I happen to know who it is, Lindsey didn't break his promise. I've been interviewing him so long, I know who the 3 CEOs were that he mentioned by name earlier, from the oil companies he worked at and for, and so then I've narrowed it down. But the point is that this is fitting in with all the other Bilderberg info we have. I believed Lindsey when he called and said he had inside knowledge 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, more than a year and a half ago, that it would go up to, oil would go down to $50 a barrel and stay there for a year, and it did that. Incredible prediction. No one saw that coming. But then I noticed in our own Bilderberg coverage, it was a footnote from Jim Tucker and a footnote from Daniel Estelin that inside sources said Bilderberg was going to cut oil in half from 150 to below 70. That happened. So, again, people ask, how do I know it's credible? How do I know it's not? Well, number one, has somebody been accurate over and over again? Yes. Number two, does it fit in with all the other intel I have? Yes. Now, could they alter something maybe down the road if we get involved, if we speak up, if we say no? But America has capitulated. The United States has given in to tyranny. And once they know you've capitulated and will put up with anything, then that's when the real tyranny starts. All the tyranny and corruption we've seen is only the beginning. I was just shown a video of police in Milwaukee, a guy on a bike. The police say stop, try to taser him. The guy gets scared. The police run him over in the car, killing him, admitting they wanted to kill him. And then the police are heroes on the news. That's pure evil. Anyway, side issue. It's just God help us all. We are an evil nation. We are now being brought to judgment. Now, Lindsey Williams, you've always been credible. And I believe that this high-level retired executive who's almost died recently did spill his guts to you. Charlotte Iserby was the number 2 at Department of Education. She said they were planning year-round schooling a decade ago on this show. Everything she said is now coming true. She wrote a book the size of a Dallas phone book that we sell, by the way, Deliberate Dumbing Down of America, and it's mainly just documents. So I know this is their plan. Just like I read they plan to ban most air travel. It's now mainstream news today. I knew they had face scanning and license plate reading stuff 12 years ago. Now it's mainstream news. So Charlotte Iserby's father, he was Skull and Bones and Bohemian Grove and always kind of laughed at her and her anti-New World Order stance. She was taking care of him while he was dying of cancer. And he would hear her doing radio interviews. And about a month before he died, he accepted Jesus. I know people don't like to hear this, but this is what got him to come out of his situation. And he cried and said, yes, basically, it's Satanism, and repented. And said, I wish I was well to go back and tell the other guys that they shouldn't be part of this. And I want to tell the police that. You've got time to turn back, but you are the army of Satan now. I mean, you, even if you don't believe in God, this is satanic. This is evil. What else do you call it? Now, Lindsey, I'm going to shut up because I got a few other things I got to cover, too. I said to intersperse some news. But you're back tomorrow. Thank God for that. But just do this. Go over the bullet points quickly. Then I got page after page, a prelude for tomorrow. But then go back to this guy saying how they've taken over the churches and the devil's, what was the term he used? The devil's
Messiah.
The devil's Messiah. So, and at the elite level, they're all into Luciferianism. There's no doubt.